Hey guys, what's up? I'm Josh here with Team Legit. I'm here with Johnny and Ethan, and we're going to be telling you guys today about the Mobius action cameras. These are our personal favorites to be using on the teams for a couple different factors. We're going to go over all that stuff, all over the different ways you can conform your Mobius. You can make them waterproof, you can make them shock resistant. There's tons of different little aftermarket goodies you can get for them. So let's dive in and see what we can figure out about these cameras today.
Let's start with the accessories. By the way, just so you guys know, we carry this in the store, so we'll have links in the description below.
Yep.
We have every single accessory that we could find for the Mobius camera because we simply just love them so much that we've got everything for them. I guess let's start with the accessories.
Well, let's start out with the camera itself.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so Mobius action camera is a small, lightweight camera that is our personal favorite for the team. These guys are really tough, and all the parts are super easy to replace in case you do break them. And then there's also other cases on the market that you can use to toughen these guys up. So, personal favorite for the entire team is a Mobius action camera. They shoot in 1080p?
1080p,
1080p, 30 frames per second.
And they also shoot in 720p at 60 frames per second. Yep.
So, it's basically the same as a early edition GoPro.
Correct.
So,
well, speaking about early edition GoPros, Heroes, whatnot, they just released a new version of the Mobius. This is the version 3. This just came out a couple weeks ago, and that is all we stock from now on. We've cleared out all of the version 2s and the version 1s. We only have the version 3s. Let's go over a couple of the different features between the earlier versions and the new version 3.
So, a couple different things we have on the Mobiuses are, one of the problems that we've had, well, it's not a problem, but sometimes the battery life can be a little bit limited on these little guys, especially the older generations, just because of the sheer form factor. You can't fit a very big LiPo inside of these things, but the newer ones, they did it. They packed in an 850 milliamp hour battery versus a 500 milliamp hour battery. Yep,
so, I think it's 520, and they just went to 850. So that's
that's over 60% more battery life than you're going to have versus the previous versions. Also, because if you're getting a new one, your battery's not going to be as bad as it used to.
No, and also it actually about 60% more. It actually almost doubled the record time. We've been getting anywhere average about 80 minutes of record time on the earlier ones. And as you go, they start to degrade. With the newer ones, they rate them at 130 minutes. That's almost 2 hours of recording, so that's pretty impressive to have on the new cameras.
Yeah, and if you're shooting in 1080p at 30 frames a second, unless you're running like a 64 gigabyte SD card, you're never going to fit that much footage on it. So
another change they've made from the older ones to the newer ones, they've added some voltage protection here on the USB ports. These charge on 5 volts, so previously what people would do is accidentally plug in a 12 volt BEC or 12 volt power from their either their OSD or their video system, and they would end up frying these the motherboards in there. So they've added a voltage protection, so it will take up to, I believe, a 6S LiPo without frying it. I wouldn't try it, but 12 volts is usually the common voltage that goes in there. It will not fry it, but it is not reverse polarity. So if you somehow manage to reverse the polarity, it's going to fry. But you do have the overvoltage protection in there.
Right, and the overvoltage protection is incredibly useful, especially for things like long-range flying and stuff like that. That's one of the big reasons we really like these cameras too, is not only are they small, they're also lightweight. So you're using these on a plane and you're shooting for, say, 23.8 miles, and you're trying to shed weight as much as you possibly can. You're going to use something like these guys, and they also, when you plug them into an external power supply, you're pretty much guaranteed to not have a dead battery unless your plane goes down, and then you have more to worry about than a dead Mobius.
Okay, so another quick feature that we got here is the LEDs. Previously, people were complaining because they couldn't see the LEDs. It was previously just a little hole, and you would have to look down through the hole.
Yeah, and the board is actually mounted down at the very bottom of the case, so it's pretty hard to see, especially in broad daylight.
So they added this clear little plastic pipe here, and that actually allows the LEDs to be much brighter. As you guys can see there, I just kind of went ahead and powered these on. You can actually see the lights flashing versus just the I guess the shadow of the light flashing through the hole, you know, looking down through the hole. So those are just a couple of the differences that they've made. As far as the overall size of the case and everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah, they haven't really changed anything else. The boards are all the same. Another nice thing is about these cameras is versus something like a GoPro, where unless you bought it at Best Buy or something like that, and you have to, if you bought it secondhand, like I know a lot of us do in the hobby, and you crash your GoPro, it's done. The thing is with these Mobiuses is they're incredibly easy to work on. You can just take these guys. This is actually one of the
forward.
Yeah, it's just one of the mounts. There's two little screws you see right here on the bottom of the case, and then they just click apart. And there's everything is right there. There's a little board. There's where the buttons attach. Super easily simple. If you guys can build a quadcopter, you can most definitely work on a Mobius.
I've got a build video earlier in our channel if you guys want to check it out, and it shows you how to convert that to a MoPro case. We'll get into a little more details about that case. Ian, you want to, Ethan, sorry, you want to tell them about the? We just added a new team member. His name is Ian, and I always confuse Ian and Ethan. So, Ethan, you want to tell them about a couple of the stands, the accessories, things like that we've got for them?
Yeah, we got our suction cup mount here, which is standard for a lot of action cameras, cars. You can mount it to
surfaces, glass.
You can, anything. That's really useful.
And these are also 1/4 bolts, so if you guys want to use these for not only your GoPros, you can also use them for your Canons or anything that you actually trust a little suction cup mount to the outside of your car with.
Yeah. These suction cup mounts have proven to be pretty faithful. Like we were using one a little while ago with Josh's GoPro, and we've gone up to like 70 miles an hour with these things mounted.
Wouldn't recommend it, but it could take it.
They will hold on. They will hold on. And also we have our sticky mount. This is very good for mounting too. A lot of guys use these for mounting to like their bike helmets or whatnot.
Or motorcycle helmets.
Yeah, all kinds of things mounted to the wall, whatever you want. We got a bar clamp here. And this is good for, say, your dirt bike or your mountain bike or scooter or anything.
Anything with a bar.
Yeah, anything with a bar.
We also have this guy right here, which is our trusty little tripod mount. Also about these tripod mounts is they are wire inside of these arms with a rubber gripping around the outside. So we've wrapped these actually around the mirrors of people's pickup trucks, all kinds of crazy stuff, and they hold on really, really well, actually.
Yep. We also got these little guys right here. You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, this one is for a bike helmet.
Correct. Goes right through the
This one is for, it goes right through the holes in the bike helmet, and then you just strap it down and it holds right on there.
You could probably get a longer strap if you wanted to put around your head. If you wanted to.
Yeah,
straps to all kinds of things.
All right, guessing time. Do you know what this is?
That's for a GoPro.
Yeah, it's for a GoPro. It's for a GoPro. You're a smart one. So if you guys have a GoPro, like some of us, and you want to switch over to a Mobius, you can actually use all the proprietary GoPro official mounts, and it actually threads right into the bottom of it. So you don't have to get rid of any of your old mounts. Like if you have a heavy-duty GoPro suction cup, it'll still work. If you guys have bar clamp stuff on your helmet, all the same stuff, it all still works.
And you can actually just pop that in there. So if you have your GoPro on your bicycle, but you want to now use the Mobius, you could just use that mount right there.
Yep.
A couple other things that are not mount related are the lens extensions. There's two different lens extensions. There's a 2-inch and an 8-inch lens extension. So what happens is here you actually take the camera apart and you can mount the lens remotely. So hypothetically, you would pop this into the inside of the camera, run the wire out, and then now you can mount the camera, say, on the nose of your plane or out on a wingtip, or maybe downward facing, or maybe you have a really CG sensitive plane and you need that extra weight in the back. Yeah. You can mount the actual Mobius, the DVR part of it, in the back of the aircraft, and then mount your camera up front, and it's got a little bit of flex tubing to run that. So you can run the different extensions. And
also, one of the other big things that I've noticed on the market nowadays is that lots of companies have really been embracing the Mobius and realizing how popular they are, such as Hobby King. So in comes new Hobby King Trifecta, which we have these in the store. Check these out. These are super cool. This is a mini tricopter made by Hobby King. These actually have a built-in Mobius mount from the factory. It clicks right in. 1080p video right on the front of your mini tricopter. No mounting solutions, no changing anything. It literally from the factory bolts on, clicks in, you're good to go.
And then now we're seeing a lot more gimbals for the Mobius and things like that. So there's more options coming out for the Mobius, and people are realizing the versatility of the Mobius cameras. A couple other cables to go over real quick. Ethan, so there we go again. Ethan, you want to tell them about that cable right there?
Yeah, this is our, just plugs into the USB port on the back of the Mobius. This is a mini USB. You got all kinds of stuff out. We've got our audio out, video out, and a USB. So you can plug this into a, you can use it on your computer.
For charging.
This is a charging only cable. This does not carry data. Notice just the two wires. This is mainly used for like using this wire specifically, even if you're using the USB port or not, to hook it up, especially with the new ones, into a receiver, and that can get you the better power that you're going to need for long range flying and long times.
So you would, and this is basically standard servo connection, so if you set up your rig correctly, you can actually utilize the servo connections to power your stuff. Another really cool feature is if you're running those immersion VTXs, the immersion VTX is put out 5 volts. So what you would simply do is remove the yellow pin and slide it in the middle and make sure that all the polarity of the ground, the positive, and the yellow line up. So I believe it would go ground, positive, and yellow here on these pins. And you can plug this directly into your Immersion VTX, and you can power your Mobius from there and also use it for live out. We don't personally use it for live out because there is a slight lag, but overall you could use it, say maybe on a ground vehicle or very slow flyer, things like that.
Yeah.
If you want to reduce weight.
Also, if you're using this for if you want a very, very small camera platform that has a small gimbal on the front of it, and you want to use it for setting up your shots, like say if you have a video switcher or something like that, and you're using Mobius to record, this is an excellent way to go about it.
Correct, and you can also you can use the live out just to see. We use this a lot when we're trying to frame shots and things like that.
Yeah, on my personal ground rig, I have the Mobius on a pan servo, and I just use because it's slow and it's on the ground. You don't have to worry about latency that much. I just have it, just have the video out going from my Mobius going straight into my transmitter. So.
And when we're talking about latency, guys, a lot of people act like when we use like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I just did that. I moved my hand all the way clear across the screen, but you guys missed it because it was
yeah. No, but when we're talking about latency on something like a Mobius, it's a couple milliseconds, which that can make the difference when you're flying. But when you're driving an RC car on the ground, it really doesn't make that big of a difference.
Things like that, it's not.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Speaking of boats, we have a waterproof solution now, don't we?
We do, actually. Let's get into that. We've got the new, they're the Jovu Mobius waterproof cases, and we are now carrying these in the store. They are live on there. You can check them out. They come in this,
awesome.
Yeah, these things are really cool.
Coolest things ever.
And they will actually accommodate to the wide-angle lens, like this one here has. They're really nice and tight. I can't remember how to get these
the reason that these are so tight is because these are good for up to 30 meters. That means that you guys who are into diving, you can actually use these on your stuff.
So anyway,
around 100 feet, you can go down.
And they've got the quarter bolt on the bottom. This one is set up right now for the wide angle lens. As you can see, it's got the little lens extensions out in front. And your camera would basically just slide in there. All the buttons line up in there. And the aluminum housing in the back would go in right this way, and you continue to use the actual water or whatever you're using to keep the camera cool. As you guys know, this is not just a fancy little design. This is actually a heat sink.
It needs to get warm.
Yeah, and they do get hot, so air needs to be flowing over this. So now that we've put it in an enclosed case, the aluminum housing for the waterproof case keeps it nice and cool.
Yeah, and if you guys really are scared about hurting your Mobius, even though that they are easy to repair, but say if you're going out on a mission or on a big trip and you don't want to have to run home, these are a really good way to have a good durable solution to keep you from damaging your cameras, because destroying a cheap lens cover isn't anything compared to destroying a camera. And also the buttons, really solid. There's no
slop.
There's no slop. I remember that using other camera cases like this that we've had issues like that. Like you can't feel the buttons really well. These are solid clicks. Yep. It's almost even better than the ones that are on the camera themselves.
So what comes with the waterproof case? You get the actual case. You get the lens extension. There's two of them here. One is for the standard angle. One is for the wide angle. It just sticks out a little bit more. You get all the little gaskets that go in here, and you get two lenses that will come on there and protect your camera.
Yep.
So this is a really cool option. If you guys were limited because of the waterproof or the water use, and you guys were stuck with the GoPro, they just came out with this, and now you have the versatility to use them in the water.
Yeah, those will be stocked in our store.
They're already available, so you can use the link again down below and check out the whole Mobius section.
Yeah, and these are also good for like using them on your RC trucks and stuff.
Yeah,
you want to like put them on the top of a slash or something. You're running a race. Maybe it's dirty and muddy, snowy, rock crawlers, everything. These are great little cases. They're really tough.
Speaking about these in the store, again, we have everything available for you guys now. The replacement batteries for the V3, these will fit the previous cases. Talking about the replacement battery, if you guys have those Mobius cameras and they just, you power them on and they just seem to keep turning off, or you power them on, they'll record for about 5-10 minutes and they turned off, chances are you've had a nice, decent impact and your battery is now punctured. 90% of the time, opening that camera up, you're going to see that the battery's either puffed, punctured, or it's got some kind of damage to it. Maybe a connector broke. They're only double stick taped in here, so they move around, and with our applications, bashing them, hitting trees, knocking them off, launching them 30 feet, things tend to bounce around on the inside. So the newer batteries, how they combat that is they make them bigger, less room to move around in there.
Exactly.
So we've also got the car chargers. Most people don't get these because they've got all kinds of different chargers in their car. Lastly, I wanted to talk about how they come.
Yep, this is exactly how you're going to get them when they come in the car.
Ethan, you want to tell them how the camera comes?
Yeah, I'd love to. It comes in this really fancy
white box. We like to recycle stuff here at Team Legit. This is a box for an 850 milliamp 3-cell LiPo battery that was bought from Hobby King.
For the mini pop wings on the
For
website.
the mini pop wings that are on our website, by the way.
Links in the description.
Yeah. Links everywhere. I don't know.
Like Oprah, we're like, links for everybody.
Yeah! Anyway. You guys are having too much fun.
It's got weird. It's got weird.
Alright, so
weird real
when you
fast.
open this fancy white box, we have a USB cable in here with Velcro and a useless Allen wrench.
We don't know what that is.
We don't know
No,
what
it doesn't fit in
So
any
if
of
you
the
guys do,
screws.
tell us in the description below. Tell us in the comments below.
It's kind of like when you get the phone replacement screens and they give you like a box for like an iPhone. It's like, I don't know what that's for.
And then, so we have our little accessory package here, and then we have the Mobius camera itself, which comes with the Mobius camera and our quarter bolt, right? And our Mobius with our Mobius lens cap. Take off the Mobius lens cap and your camera's about ready to go. You just have to put your SD card in it. And then where did our mount go?
Well, this is actually the
comes with
camera
the
that
mount.
would come in there because that one's one of Johnny's
Yes,
ones that
this
we've
is
slammed
not
into
the
a chain
camera
link
that
fence.
comes in the bag. That was previously removed. Sorry to spoil the unboxing. Slides
This
forward,
is,
Josh.
if I can get it out. These things are sometimes a little
There you go.
difficult.
There you go. Just
So
yeah,
it comes in the bag in this little mount here.
Yep, so you take a quarter 20 bolt, which snaps in, and I don't want to try to pry it back out. So once you snap this in, it's good to go, and then you can use it on any type of the accessories that we've showed to you guys tonight.
Tripod, for
And
example.
yeah, you can use it whatever you want, and you can yeah, you can also use these. These are perfect. We take these, we glue these right into the front of our legit wings. You just cut out a nice little notch, slide this in, fill it up with some hot glue. So whenever you want to use your Mobius on your legit wing, just take them, just put them in, and they snap right in. Perfect.
We haven't had any of them eject out yet.
Yes.
Never.
And we've had some pretty gnarly crashes.
Yeah, it usually just takes all the surrounding foam with it.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's pretty much all the products. The last one I want to talk about is this little cable right here. This little guy right here is an OTA cable. This thing is actually really neat cable, and what you can do basically is if you have an Android device or something that accepts USB micro, you can plug this right into your phone. You take your little USB cable, plug it in here, and you can adjust the settings on your Mobius out in the field. You can change the contrast, you can change the record rate, you can pretty much customize it fully out in the field with the little Mobius app that you can download for Android in the Google Play Store. This cable also has multiple uses as well too. The other day I was messing around with seeing if I can program my nays. The software on the Android store hasn't caught up yet, but I think once it does, you can program your nays boards, you can program anything that pretty much accepts a USB right from your Android device. One other really cool thing that I did the other day, my phone is just filled with pictures and videos, and I wanted to get them off, so what I did is I plugged this into the bottom of my phone, plugged a flash card in here, and I copied everything onto the flash card, and it was very easily and conveniently removed. I didn't have to pull the case off my SD card, things like that. So this is also in the store. You guys can check that out as well.
And I guess
anything else?
That's about it, guys. So if you guys like what you see on our channel, go ahead and just click the like button to see if you guys like. This is like one of the second deep, in-depth review videos that we've done like this. We did one on the 600 milliwatt immersion transmitter. Now we're doing it on the Mobius camera. This is we usually do these on our favorite products. So if you do like these, click the like button down below.
And share the video. I mean, if you guys have any Mobius threads or anybody that might be interested, make sure you guys share that video as well too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions for us, leave that in the description in the comments below. Don't forget to like, as Josh said, subscribe, and let us know if you guys like these in-depth reviews, and if you guys want us to review anything else or show you guys anything else that we've got that we really like.
Yep, so.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Ethan.
Not Ian.
Not Ethan, I'm Ethan.
Thanks for watching. Sticker, and we're filming.
Yes.
So halfway in the video, it's good. Just leave it.
Just leave it. We'll just see if anybody catches it. It just like appears halfway through the video.
Thanks for joining us for another installment of our FPV series. Today we'll be covering cameras, OSDs, and simple wire connections to connect the two of them together. I do want to say thanks to Patrick for sponsoring this episode. If you guys haven't checked him out yet, go to CSFPV or chickensashimifpv.com, and you guys can check out these cool